weekend at home to Wigan. The winners, they'll be right the way through to the grand final. The Bradford Bulls, this is the scene in their dressing room, and their team looks like this. Withers at fullback, McAvoy, Naylor, Costin, Vinacolo, Robbie Paul the skipper, Paul Deacon at halfback. The forwards, Vanganar, Lowe's and Fielden, Gardner, Peacock and Forshaw. And the substitutes, Price, Anderson, Gilmore and McDermott. The coach is Brian Noble. Terrific contingent of Bradford support here, hoping that Bradford will be back at Old Trafford. The Super League champions, of course, the Bulls. The Saints, though, let's take a look at their side, and a late change here. Wellens is the fullback. Albert, Gleeson, Newlove and Stewart, Sculthorpe and Sean Hoppy starts at scrum half. Until 5 minutes ago, Sean Long was named at scrum half. Apparently he's turned an ankle in the warm-up. Britt, Cunningham, Nicol, joint the captain Stankovic and Shields, the forwards, and the substitutes. Long is there taking his place on the bench with Ward, Yonkers, Hyam, and the coach, of course, Ian Millwood. And there is Ian Millwood, the St Helens coach. 18 months now since St Helens lifted some silverware. It must feel like a lifetime for him. He swept the board in his first year in charge. An all-ticket crowd inside this ground. It should be one of the occasions of the year. Saints finished top after the weekly rounds. Bradford finished second. There was only points difference between them, and very little points difference at that. But Steve-O, what do you make of this Sean Long business?
Well, it's an amazing gamble by Ian Millwood. It's mainly to the fact that if he has turned his ankle, then why on earth is he taking a gamble with him on the bench?
Well, I assume he named him in the team sheet, and once the team sheet's presented to the referee, that's it.
Well, not really. You can change at the last minute, but you've got to go into the opposition dressing room and request from Brian Noble, the Bradford coach, say, look, one of our players has been injured. We saw that last year when London, one of their players, I think, pulled a hamstring, and they changed at the very last moment. So whether, once again, Ian Millwood is playing ducks and drakes, we will have to wait and see. But it's one heck of a gamble.
Out they come, though. The Saints, the only 100% home record in Super League. They won all 14 games here. And they are hunting with this backing on the terraces. Their third grand final in 4 years, after finishing top of the table for the first time since 1996.
And it's a great atmosphere. It is a great advantage as well, and it has proven all the way through in the playoffs that the home advantage, the home crowd, certainly does help. And this will tonight. This is explosive. This will be a tough one. It was rough last night, but hold on to your seats. This is going to be something different.
Match referee, big night for this fellow as well, Robert Connolly. He looks very relaxed. And it's going to be St Helens who will get this game underway. Remember, winners to Old Trafford, losers home next Friday, and Wigan await. It's Saints against Bradford, the top two after the 28 weekly rounds. And of course, don't forget, St Helens took away Bradford's 2-year unbeaten sequence at Valley Parade. They were 50 points to 22 winners there on August the 16th. There'll be a bit of needle on show here. Don't worry about that. Sculthorpe gets us underway. This could be one of the great games of the season. Deacon tips the ball inside to Vinacolo. A great rush from the kickoff by Stankovic and Cunningham.
Did well, though, did the wing of Vinacolo to get into the field of play. Crafty little kick there by Sculthorpe all along the ground.
And here now is Stuart Fielden. Good opening 3 tackles. There is Sean Long on the bench. There is Sean Hoppy operating, well, named at scrum half. Will he play at scrum half? I think Bill Arthur has got news of the Sean Long situation. Bill?
Well, he has gone over on his ankle in the warm-up. I'm assured that is the case. Of course, he has been recovering from this knee injury. Now, whether they've decided not to risk him early doors in this game and to let Sean Hoppy take the flak, well, that could be the cynical point of view. But the official line is that Sean Long has got an ankle injury. He will be available to come on later in the game.
Very interesting. Ian Millwood, of course, doesn't matter, he says, who he puts out on the field. All the players know their jobs, and they are varying and differing jobs as well. But it looks from up here as though Hoppy has gone to the wing, Wellens has gone to 7, and that Anthony Stewart has dropped back to fullback. But that could all change.
Well, there's little doubt about that. Ian Millwood has done that throughout the couple of seasons, and it has paid off for him. But will it tonight? It's a huge gamble.
There's Wellens at scrum half. There's the kick down the line looking for Albert. It's a tester for Vainikolo. And nearly Albert pinched it off him, but they trapped him in goal anyway.
And the referee, Robert Connolly, just making sure that he jumped from the field of play, which he did. Quite a few of the Bradford players just having a little chat with the official. But he's the man that they're going to target, no doubt about that. He has had quite a few problems with the high bomb, but taking that will certainly lift his spirits.
Well, this, of course, is a repeat of the 1999 Grand Final, and this is the 5th playoff meeting in 5 seasons, the 3rd at Knowsley Road. St Helens have won 3 of those previous 4, including the Grand Final. And this is the way it looks head-to-head between these two. And at St Helens, the Saints have an overwhelming advantage against Bradford, but in the playoffs and Super League, well, look at that, it's Bradford. And there's a knock-on, forced by Mike Forshaw on Peter Shields.
Well, mistakes, they proved costly, and you can see Shields was trying to offload, no doubt about it. Good positioning by Robert Connolly, the official. We saw last night that Leeds kept coming up, giving away penalties and coming up with so many mistakes. They never really got into the game.
This is Robbie Paul, and by the looks of things, a brand new hairstyle for the playoffs. It looks like he has a Malin streak across the top of his head.
Well, he was our guest a couple of weeks ago on the midweek show, Eddie, and I did mention it to him why he got it there, and he said he wanted gold on the finger and gold on his head.
Fair enough. Penalty here to Bradford, high shot.
Well, they've got to watch their discipline. No doubt about it. Chris Joynt didn't miss. Peacock would have felt that.
Paul Sculthorpe in the screen, his 250th career appearance tonight. The reigning man of steel, best player in the game in many people's view last year, and of course the decision for 2002 still has to be made. Lowe's at dummy half. Here's Vangenaar.
Looked the shape forward, did that. He was very late in offloading.
What a big hit by Nicol on him though. Lowe's again. They go right and find Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul dancing and almost getting through. Joynt and Sculthorpe.
Pushed him out wide. Good defence by Joynt. Knew exactly what was happening.
This is Scott Naylor now. Nicol with the tackle. Lowe's to Fielden. Fielden gets the first try. Fielden gets the first try, for the ball's not given yet.
Just check for obstruction on that one, if please, Dave.
He wants to check for obstruction against the Bradford Bulls. And tonight's video referee, by the way, is David Campbell.
Checking for obstruction by a Bradford player when they came through.
Oh yeah, there is an obstruction there. I think it's Naylor. It looks to me as though Naylor has pushed Nicol out of the way.
4 touches and run through, by the way.
Is it Naylor? Yeah, I think it is. Scott Naylor definitely interferes with Sonny Nicol. So to my mind, this will be NOTRY. Now watch on your left-hand side of the screen. Naylor definitely pushes the man, so therefore he had no chance to get to Fielden. This will be NOTRY. I cannot believe that the video referee will give this. There's Naylor. He definitely pushes Nicol, and you can see Nicol has no chance to make the tackle. And everyone's seen it, just like you viewers at home here at this stadium. Well, I don't know why he's looking again. He's definitely, well, he's just shielded him away. No chance that Nicol could make the tackle. Well, if this is given, he's trying to see whether Nicol is holding, but you can see there that Naylor's holding him all the way. And he's trying to push him out of the way. Well, I don't know why they're taking so long with this. This has got to be no try.
Well, that's your view, but David Campbell has taken a long, hard look at this, and the decision is... No try. He agrees. Naylor was obstructing Sonny Nicol. He couldn't get to the ball carrier, couldn't make the tackle. The try is wiped out, and Brian Noble looking down the line. He wants to see that again on the big screen.
Well, he can watch it as long as he likes, but Naylor knows that he's transgressed. Definitely pushes him away, and Nicol tries to get to him in the end. The joy on the face of Fielden is short-lived, and it's no try. You could lip read the Saints coach Ian Millward, and therefore the penalty now goes to the Saints. Big let-off. They were very slow, I must say, though, in getting their one line of defence sorted out.
So St Helens survive an early scare. And this is Sean Hoppy, who was drilled to the floor by Peacock and Fielden. Sculthorpe and Britt, a lovely 1-2. And Sculthorpe, great ball then onto Shields. Grounded Owen halfway, good defence by Bradford.
Beautiful run around there. I must say, Mr. Connolly is not taking him back all that far. He's struggling to get back the 10. Pretty spiteful out there. No love lost between these two sides.
It's a skinny 10 metres, there's no doubt about that. This is Darren Britt.
Trying to get him back the full 10 now.
And this is Wellens. He looks left and finds Sculthorpe.
Great tackle from Naylor, ball and all. Couldn't offload there, Joint.
Gets to his feet though, plays the ball to Newlove. This is Sculthorpe with a crossfield kick. And this, well, it was knocked backwards, was it? No, the knock on, says referee Robert Connolly.
And yet again, not the best kick though by Sculthorpe, who were aiming to get it right into the corner of Vainicolo. And Big Leslie, who they're just tackling now, is in for a big night. Plenty of work.
Saints offside.
Way too soon.
Brandon Costin takes a quick tap, and they're going to get Nicol for offside here.
Quick thinking there by Costin. Look on the 10, crowd don't like it.
And Jimmy Lowes is asking the referee to put someone in the bin.
Well, it's been the been the same, should I say, for both sides. I mentioned the fact the official was having a lot of trouble. No doubt about it, he went for the second bite with this fella.
Well, he couldn't do anything else other than that, really, other than just let him through, and it would have been a possible try. This is Michael Withers. He's got Naylor on the overlap. Withers takes the tackle from Mueller. Bradford have started really hot.
Having all sorts of problems with this Saints defence.
This is Forshaw trying to skip and dance his way through. Shields and Nicol with the tackle. Lowes waits at dummy half, 10 metres away. Deacon, the ball dipped. He managed to pick it up. Van der Aar!
Good work from Nicol. Quick play of the ball, that's what's needed.
Lowes. Good defence from St Helens.
Working overtime as a prop forward, Nicol.
Not happy, James Lowes.
Well, he could have been penalised there. Oh, that's a bad mistake there. Robbie Paul came up with the ball, no one near him, and he drops it. Just had a little look, and now he's got them for offside. Tit for tat.
McAvoy didn't hear the whistle.
He was off, he thought it was try time. And he plenty to select from. Wasn't many got back. I think Fielden was on his own. There's a skipper, Robbie Paul.
Noise inside Knowsley Road tonight is absolutely deafening, this sellout all-ticket crowd. And 5 penalties in the opening 7 3/4 minutes. It could just set the tone.
To be fair, Saints will be quite happy because they look a little bit disjointed in that defensive line. Bradford have made quite a few slices through that defence.
Well, this 10 metres that Robert Connolly is keeping is about 6.
Well, they're normally taking them about 12 so they can take a step, but they're all offside, both sides.
Cunningham on the run around.
Wasn't going to get past his opposite. Jimmy Lowes says come here, but he still won't go down. He does now.
A good job that Cunningham got a forward roll in there. That could have been very dangerous. Here is Sculthorpe. It's good, fierce tackling from both sides at the moment. Bradford looking a little sterner in that department than Saints. And the ball out wide, looking for Hoppy. Found the bottom of the wall over there.
Well, it was a right option to work the blind side. They do that quite well, but not the best pass from Chris Joint.
Actually found the touch judge's ankle.
Either way, he'll be disappointed. First golden chance for the Saints. Brian Noble perhaps a little bit perplexed over the fact that they've had one try disallowed, but I think when he looks at the screen again, he'll realise that it certainly was obstruction.
Wait.
Lowe's waits dummy half.
And you can
Here's
see
Danny
there,
Gartner.
St Helens, they're only about 5 metres back.
Yeah, it's same for both sides, isn't it?
It's going to be a tough one, this, mainly due to the fact that the official won't allow either side to play open football.
This is Joe Vanganar, unbelievably left out of the Kiwi squad. That looked a touch forward, that pass from Lowe's to Fielden.
Well, Fielden thought so, he nearly gave himself up.
And this is Robbie Paul. And Robbie Paul is looking for support, and a great tackle by Anthony Stewart.
Had to be as well. This will be the last show they get the kick, is it?
It's with Deacon now. There's the dab down the line, looking for Vainicolo. Darren Albert is there. Albert clears up, but at the expense of a goal line dropout.
Super play there. Deacon just shoved it into the corner. This fellow Albert's been in absolutely sensational form. That's the way to get behind the defence, but he read it well under a lot of pressure from Vainicolo. This is a break from the skipper. And once again, we've seen a few problems for this St Helens defence. Millwood would be getting the message out. Come on, fellas, tighten it up. Doesn't look too concerned.
Not yet, it's 0-0, 10.5 minutes on the clock. This is Fielden, whose try was wiped off by video referee David Campbell.
I must say the Bulls are again utilising that very short pass, very close to the first man. Quite happy to just hit it out with a big forwards Bradford at the moment.
Lowe's to Robbie Paul. He looks left and finds Paul Deacon. Deacon got the pass away to Forshaw. Albert got him. This is Vainicolo. Vainicolo running straight at Stankovic with help from Gleeson. The Kiwi is pulled down. Quick play the ball to Costin. Costin then in field looking for Robbie Paul. Robbie Paul is tackled by Sculthorpe. Last tackle here, this set of 6. Lowe's. Surely he'll stab it through, which it does!
Is he
onside? It could be a try for Deacon.
He wants to see if he's onside. Was Deacon in front of Lowe's? Wonderful play, though, by the hooker, Jimmy Lowe's. Outstanding. Here's a kick, we'll see quite clearly. He's onside. This is try time. What an effort from the hooker. All the experience in the world. Little doubt. Deacon is a good metre and a half, if not 2 metres behind. What a wonderful effort by the hooker, Jimmy Lowe's. He comes up trumps all the time, and it's Deacon that pops over the first 4 pointers. No doubt about it, this will be TRY.
Well, Deacon is the leading point scorer in the Super League this year, and he has 4 more. Paul Deacon, top scorer in both goals and points this year, but that's only try number 6 of 2002.
Having all sorts of problems down in this defence. See how one are moving up, some are hanging back. You've got to go in as a unit, and they're not doing it. You cannot allow too much space for this fella. They held off him, they thought he was going to go on his own. What a wonderful effort. See how he threw the dummy. But this line of defence from the Saints needs to be patched up very quickly indeed. Otherwise the Bulls will just run over them.
Deacon then, the try scorer. And Deacon here now, the man to try and convert. Which he does. And the champions have a 6-0 lead here at Knowsley Road over the unbeaten on this ground St Helens.
There you can see one's going out, the rest are standing back. Thank you very much indeed. What a great combination. We often talk about the wonderful golden triangle between the halfback, the loose forward and the hooker. And it certainly worked for the hooker and the halfback there. Great try.
Sculthorpe with the kick-off, and Vainicolo did well to field that. Wellens and Gleeson leading the charge on him. They get him down 15 metres from his own line. Forshaw to Vanganar. He's been massive for Bradford this year. Missed the Kiwi selection, but he might well yet get in with Nathan Kalis being out. This is Stuart Fielden. Bradford with the early advantage, ahead 6-0, and it has been all Bradford so far.
Well, it just shows you the element of giving away penalties, which Saints have done. Bradford also, but not as many, and then we get a situation whereby they've come up with the errors.
Oh, and he's got the 40-20 here, I think, James Lowe's.
He's hot.
The referee shouted 40 as the kick was taken.
They are running hot. Great effort from the hooker. Not normally noted for doing kicks like that. The short one that produced the try for Deacon, yes. But a 40-20 is probably the first he's done in his lifetime, isn't it?
Could be. Well, Brian Noble said coming into this match he believed the Bradford Bulls were the underdogs. They certainly chew in tandem, the coaching staff at Bradford, that's for sure. Robbie Paul, who just passed the ball there to Michael Withers, says whenever Bradford play on the top of their game, they are unbeatable. There's a little bit of a difference of opinion between coach and captain, but whatever, it is 6-0 to the Bulls here. Although they've dropped the ball and Shields has it, and he offloads to Britt, who gives it to Wellens.
That was dangerous play. Shows you the tenacity of this defence. It's bringing up these errors.
Offside now, Bradford out wide.
Well, he's got to start doing something. Bring the two captains together.
Well, if he just kept
Well, he's having the devil of a
Big
job.
Ten. I know he is, but if he just kept a Big Ten, Russell Smith did in Australia. Referee wants the second football over there taken off before St Helens were allowed to carry on. Remember the schmozzle that happened at Headingley last Friday night.
As Russell Smith said last night, don't put the ball behind your back, please.
Kieran Cunningham. Here's Peter Shields attacking the line, but Lowe's doing well. Quick play the ball, Cunningham wide to Sculthorpe. Great ball, Joint. Oh, he put that down, and that was so close, and his coach knows it, and I'm sure the captain knows it too.
Well, if you bomb things like that, what an enormous gap. Robbie Paul was nowhere. Look at that. Robbie Paul had failed to fill in, and this is what the reaction was. Oh, dearie, dearie, dearie me.
That was a try.
Or words to that effect. He's bombed it.
That was a try on a plate. And Chris Joint losing the football. His 400th career appearance, by the way, for Joint in the British game. Lowe's, dummy half.
Well, we often say, Eddie, that you've got to take your chances, and that was very clear-cut indeed.
You have to take your chances at this level, Steve-O.
Certainly do. But it was a gift. There was just no one there. I know one player out there that was very pleased.
Saints now.
Robbie Paul. He's got to bring the captains here.
Dan Deacon's taken a quick tap. Deacon on his way. He's got support for Fielden. What a tackle from Darren Albert.
Super tackle there.
Not done yet, though, the Bulls. Deacon on the bounce. Kick to the corner. Costin. Costin for Bradford. No need to go to the video for that one. Brandon Costin. He was relegated with Huddersfield last year. He is now on the verge of a trip to Old Trafford. Brandon Costin. And it all came about by the quick tap penalty taken by Paul Deacon.
Quick thinking there. The man who got the first try of the game, but it's Costin there with the superb. Look at that. The defence is all at sea. And they paid a huge price, didn't they, with Joint bombing that try. Albert did his best to get back. But look at that defensive line. They are struggling. What a beautiful kick. It was 3 on nobody. Never mind 3 on 1. There was just no one at home. Look at that. Who wants it? Costin does. They're running the show.
Well, he's looking to complete a dream year. Brandon Costin with a grand final appearance, and then probably, providing Huddersfield return to Super League next year, back to the McAlpine Stadium. Deacon, he created that with a piece of genius. Quick tap penalty, then the kick out wide. Now this conversion. He's got it. He's got that all the way. St Helens 0, Bradford Bulls 12. The Bulls are the champions of the Super League, and they're showing their true colours here.
Well, this is amazing, isn't it? There was just no one at home. Never mind leaving the light on. the thief had gone over the top and dragged it and got it. Super play, but quick thinking from this fella. And how costly has that bomb try from Chris Joint been to the Saints? Could have been 6-all.
Brandon
And there you
Costin,
see it.
I'm going to get this in a minute. Brandon Costin must love this place. It's his first try since he scored here in June. Vangenaar. A little crisis of confidence here for St Helens at the moment.
They've got to dig deep here, and again, utilising that very short pass. It's 50-50, borderline nearly all the time, and yet again, but it's working. Because once they've done all the hard work in the forwards, they're getting the link, and here we have Deacon again.
It goes wide to Withers, and Withers off the side of the boot, and that's out on the full. First mistake for Bradford. Clarkey, Saints, well, on the back foot, aren't they?
Yeah, they are very early though at this stage. I think what you've got to notice is the fact that Bradford have had 2 chances and taken them both. We've just seen a 12-point minute, haven't we, where Chris Joint bombs it at the other one end, and Bulls have the ability to go to the next. And their other try was also scored from a goal line dropout. That again, the quality of the best side is able to exert that pressure and turn it into points.
That's what they've done with 12 against their name, the Bulls. Nothing yet to show for St Helens. And they've had lots of possession, Bradford. They've done well, though, in turning it into this 12-point advantage they have. This is Nickel, though, now. They're 5 metres away. And it's here with Wellens. Wide it goes to Sculthorpe. And Sculthorpe gets the try that Saints were desperate for. Terrific try from Paul Sculthorpe. Again, the key man for St Helens this year. And that could be a critical, crucial try.
Great work, loves nothing better than running down the arc out wide in the centres, and he's done exactly that. Wellens did well to do it. And again, you've got to point the finger at Robbie Paul. He got away with it before, but I'm afraid Mr. Paul is all at sea in defence. Hesitating. Oh, he took the dummy. Brian Noble will not be pleased with the skipper. As I mentioned before, he left a huge gap where Joint eventually bombed that try, but not this guy. They will not throw the towel in, that is one thing from the St Helens side.
And there's a bit of an inquest going on here. There's a lot of people talking, a lot of players putting their fourpenneth in. And Sculthorpe here, he's crowned his 250th career appearance with this try. How he'd love to slide this conversion over. 108 goals and a drop goal for Paul Sculthorpe, and a try in the playoff win against Bradford here in 1998. A success rate of 81%, but he's missed with that one.
And that could be a costly miss as well.
Importantly, though, the Saints are on the board.
Certainly lift them. Beautiful work from Wellens, but look how that defensive line. I said that Saints were having a lot of problem. Well, one man, Robbie Paul, is having a huge one. Look at that. To take the dummy like that, and the reaction afterwards. It's no good saying, hey, come on, fellas. I think there's quite a few going through the mind saying, hey, come on, you fella.
Stay behind the kicker. Stay behind.
Paul Sculthorpe trying to rally the troops for St Helens as Deacon takes this kick-off. It's a short kick-off. Oh, read perfectly by Fielden. Into Withers. Well, St Helens were standing deep, and this is another glorious opportunity for Bradford. Robbie Paul.
Well, they were asleep, St Helens. They were basking in the glory of scoring that try, and there's big problems for Fielden. He got a real big hit when he took that kick-off.
Lowe's again. Looking for Deacon, was he? No. Tried to just ride the tackle and duck under himself.
He's
the
lost
ball's come free. Saints have it.
On. No advantage.
He'll
play the knock on now.
Yeah, he'll put the scrum down.
This is a kick-off, and they went to sleep. Look at that. Who wants it? Oh, how many double-decker buses could you put in there? But look at the hit here. Oh, he felt it as well. Oh, it was Gardner that carried it on. Lowe's went close, and there he loses the ball.
That's why Saints have the possession from this scrum, and they're in possession with Joint. Plays the ball to Cunningham. Here is Sonny Nickel.
Well, that's amazing, you know, Eddie. I don't think I've ever seen a side allow such a vast area for someone to kick into.
A chip over the top is from Sculthorpe. Darren Albert is after this. Darren Albert flicks it infield. That surely was a knock-on. Hacked forward by Gleeson, and the referee will bring them back for that knock-on.
No advantage. Neat little effort though. Sculthorpe just dinked it over the top. See how the ball's spinning backwards? That means it usually just pops up, but it didn't on that occasion. He tried to flick it with the right hand back on the inside. Just didn't work. Gleeson had to put foot the ball, but there was no doubt about the knock-on. Well,
So
it's all happening.
It is. Bradford in possession with Costin.
Clear one. Stay.
24 minutes exactly gone. Penalty. And back-chatting.
Well, that's silly play yet again. He's experienced enough as Paul Sculthorpe. He just brought Saints back into this game with a wonderful try. And he made no attempt to roll away. And he's leaving the official no other option but to give the penalty.
Well, autumn has arrived in this part of the world.
Oh, he touched that. That'll be head and feed.
Head and feed to Bradford.
Guys.
Saying autumn's arrived as we watch this replay from Albert. He did get a flick to it. The rain is tumbling out of the sky, and it's a very grey landscape around Nosey Road. Nickel goes off, and Barry Ward comes on for the Saints. Now, Barry Ward does have the tendency to lift his teammates.
Well, that's the reason why Millwood has just thrown him on. He needs something out there because they're just a little bit at stray. And I'm sure that Brian Noble also has got the message out to his skipper, saying, hey, come on, going to be a bit tighter in defence.
This is Anderson, first touch since he came off the bench.
It's all about the big boys.
Lowe's showed it to Fielden, gave it instead to Peacock. Peacock has to take the tackle from Barry Ward and from Darren Britt. Lowe's again. Deacon. Oh, he's cutting them to ribbons with these kicks. And that's going to be a goal line dropout. Darren Albert was taking no chances.
Well, it's clever play. Deacon's reading the game exceedingly well. Get the roll on, get the couple of sets of 6 in succession. And as Eddie has just mentioned, creating all sorts of havoc for the Saints side. Good run by the big fella Anderson.
Well, the ball's in possession and in charge of the match on a ground where they've lost for the last 3 visits, and they haven't actually won here since March 2000, 32-10. It turned out to be Ellery Hanley's last game in charge of St Helens. When will they bring Sean Long in? Deacon. Robbie Paul. Oh, that was forward.
Oh, surely.
That was forward a mile.
Well, they've got away with quite a lot of it, and that, as you can see...
They've got the knock-on now against them.
Well, justice has been done. And he lost control of it, did Peacock. It'll be very, very slippy out there now. As Eddie has just mentioned, the rain is teeming down. Robert Connolly, the official, says, keep it quiet, boys. Ooh, that
was forward
well.
too, and it was.
Can't believe that. Why on earth would they want to do a set move on your own 10-metre line? It may look pretty and you may get away with it, but safety first. It looked dodgy, didn't it, that first one?
So the scrum now goes down same place, and this time it's Bradford head and feet. They're the conditions we're having to endure, at least the players are. Foreshore. But very dangerous Bradford with ball in hand, I must say. Lowe's. With us. Back to Fielden.
They're offloading well with the balls. They are controlling this game.
And Lowe's, well, oh, first knock on. He'll play the first. And it was against Lowe's the first.
Push the pitch, he went forward. They said Kelly's knocked on. Struck down. Saints had a ball. They're live with it.
Well, neither side wants it.
Well, it's slippy out there, Eddie. But I still can't understand what on earth St Helens were thinking when from the base of the scrum. Up the other end of the field, yes, not on your own 10 metres. Oh, what's happened?
Penalty. Penalty for offside of the scrum.
Only just as well. And they don't like it. Lowe's had a real old go at the official Robert Connolly. Well, I reckon that's clear. That should have been play on. Oh, well, they're hanging on. They're hanging on by skin of the teeth here, I'll tell you, the Saints.
That's a big hit from Forshaw. Oh, there it is. It's Anderson striking.
Yeah.
Cunningham now. Can he lift this team? That sort of a run will. Here is Britt. Oh, big hit. It dislodged the ball. Britt couldn't hang on.
They don't need to do this, Eddie. They haven't had much possession as it is. And it was a good hit from the man who we often call a tackling machine, the Australian second row, Daniel Gardner. Gets through a lot of work. He'll be happy. 12-4. He would have been happy with that at any time during this game. Never mind the first half.
Robbie Paul grounded on halfway. Anthony Stewart. Well, times in possession 9 and only 3 completed sets by St Helens.
Says it all.
That is not the sort of stuff that Ian Millwood will be terribly happy with. This is Anderson. Good hit by Wellens as he received it.
And it's defence like that would lift the spirits of their coach and the side.
Lowe's. Good ball, though, to Forshaw. Barry Ward was the man with the tackle.
Again, that short little pass from the dummy half. Lowe's is controlling things out there.
Good ball. He got it away to Gardner. There's some fierce tackling going on.
Now then, this will be a high one, surely.
And Deacon puts the high kick in. Coming off the wing is Hoppy. Hoppy has missed it. It's play on. This
Back to 6, isn't it?
This is Peacock. Flicks the pass. Referee hasn't wiped the tackle count down yet.
He should do now.
No, he hasn't.
Oh, I can't believe that. But neither can the coach, Brian Noble. I'm sure Hoppy got the fingertip to that. Oh, dearie me.
Or was it Naylor?
Oh, I'm not so sure. Hoppy to me. It hits Hoppy's arm and the leg.
Well, Hoppy certainly went for it. Did he get it? I'm not sure. And neither was Robert Connolly. That's why St Helens have the possession.
Oh, what on earth are they doing?
Shields offloading straight to Gardner. Here is Fielden. And Fielden standing and getting it away to Lowe's. Here's Robbie Paul now.
Well, Saints are playing as though they bought grand final tickets. Never mind want to get there.
Robbie Paul, that was a hefty challenge on him. He felt that. Here is Anderson.
Much better, though, from Saints. They've got to really lift the game. That's big, strong defence. That's what they need. But again, we see Bradford quite happy due to this short pass.
Fielden's having a wow.
And so is Lowe's.
Deacon's not doing bad either behind them. And there is Lowe's. Here is Deacon. This is Peacock. He offloads. A little knock on. No knock on. Forshaw.
He got it right with the official.
Lowe's again. Come down the short side to Withers. A dab through for Vainicolo! Oh, a try for Vainicolo!
He's got it, don't worry about that. He's definitely got a hand to the ball. That's no problem as far as I'm concerned.
It's the onside.
Was he in front of the kicker? I mentioned the fact that James Lowe's is running the show here. And Withers gets the ball to him. He's onside. This is going to be try time, surely. There, he's not even in the picture. It's on a slight angle away from being squared on. He gets a hand to this, and the volcano will make the Bradford crowd erupt, and why not? The kicking game from Bradford is being superb. Deacon it was before, now it's Withers. TRY.
And it is to Vainicolo. Another man not included in the Kiwi squad, but he's very much in the Bradford squad. 10 tries for the year now for Vainicolo. 2 playoff games for Canberra in 2000. 1-1, 1 lost against the Roosters.
Well, he's just orchestrating everything out there is Jimmy Lowe's, and that was a great effort from the winger. He's a big lump of a fella, and it takes a lot of time to get moving, but look at the kick yet again. And these are wonderful tactics, even on a dry pitch, but on a wet one. He knew that if he dived, he'd get there. He knows that he's scored. Consternation in the St Helens pack, and there you see Chris Joint laying down the law, and rightly so. And look at the rain coming down, and with a lead like this, there's a big hill to climb for the Saints.
Oh, and Deacon's kicking like a dream. 18 points to 4, the Bradford Bulls. Tetley's Super League champions, World Club champions, showing their true colours tonight.
What a wonderful finish. It fully deserved it. Withers this time with a kick. So important in this game now. You mentioned the fact, bring up the errors, you won't win the game. We've already seen the stat where St Helens have only completed sets of 6 on 3 occasions, and it's hurting them. Long way to go, though.
Well, at the moment, after 33 minutes of this match, Bradford are on the way to Old Trafford, and Saints are caught offside, and there's another quick tap. The referee wants a word with the captain, Chris Joynt. I was just going to say, Bradford are on the way to Old Trafford. St Helens are on their way to a meeting with Wigan here next Friday, and Wigan have beaten them this season 3 times already.
Well, someone should have a little word with Vainicolo. That's on 2 occasions he patted the referee. We can do without that, thank you.
Well, it's grand final night weather. Traditionally, it does tend to teem down at Old Trafford. It is pouring down at Knowsley Road, and Anderson in possession.
Well, it's certainly sorting them out, Bradford. They really are in full control.
Deacon. Great ball, and it's stuck as well.
Fielding and Joynt. A little scrap.
Forshaw. He offloads. It keeps going. Here is Fielden again. Fielden's having a huge game.
So much strength there from the youngster.
Lowe's. Deacon. Another kick. Could be another try. Gardner has come up with another. They're being kicked to ribbons. They are being kicked to ribbons, St Helens.
I think he's offside, though, is he? It's hard to say from that angle, but it looks all right. Yep, that's try time. What wonderful tactics from Brian Noble and the Bradford side. Withers a few moments before. Deacon yet again. Fantastic play. Just ideal, the tactics. And Gardner will get the TRY. This is all you need to do. You can break down any defence at any given time. Well weighted. And what a finish. Did everything right. The Aussies know the way to the try line, and they know how to scoop up the ball as well. Control, 2 hands round the football. And the Bulls, they are just absolutely giving Saints a lesson in rugby league.
Deacon, this one of the more simple conversions he's had, and he doesn't make a mistake from the touchline. He won't make a mistake from there. 24 points to 4. Well, this huge crowd at Knowsley Road, the majority of them from St Helens, they are shell-shocked, but they are the Bradford Bulls supporters. And I think they're booking their places and making their plans to get to the ticket office tomorrow to pick up the Old Trafford vouchers, and they'll be on their way.
Well, it certainly looks that way, and they fully deserve it.
Referee has stopped the clock here. He wants a word with Stuart Fielden, and Fielden was right back behind the post at the other end.
Well, they had a little bit of a spat with the Saints skipper, Chris Joynt. Did I say kipper? Rather the skipper.
We've brought to my attention by the touch judge after the tries with verbals, shoving and pushing. It's been naughty. Off you go, please. Hurry. Yes. Right.
Well, they've been talking and pushing and shoving, the 2 Great Britain internationals, Paul Sculthorpe of St Helens and Stuart Fielden. And the referee allowing Fielden to get back in position for the kick-off, but well, that's the first mistake from Withers.
And boy, oh boy, did they need it. They know that they've got to get a try before half-time. They need something to lift their spirits, something that they can just glean a little bit of positive thoughts at the half-time.
Steve, we are talking about the Saints, you know. This is the game plan. They give the opposition a false sense of security, maybe.
Well, you can see the driving rain that will be in the faces of Saints in the second half, so it won't help them.
On the bounce, Helens collects. And here is the Tim Yonkers.
Can they complete another 6? It's a big question at the moment for Saints.
Barry Ward.
And we've seen nothing from Kieran Cunningham. We thought he was going to be the key. Not many runs from dummy half.
And this is Sculthorpe again. Good tackling, and there's a St Helens player in back play down. It was Stewart. He's quickly up though. Here is Helens. It's amazing when you get this change just before the start of a match for St Helens. It disrupts them completely. Shields.
Solid defence.
Sean Long, of course, named in the side, now sitting on the bench. Helens wide to Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe, good ball to Chris Joint. Is Joint over the line? No, he's held up short.
Great defence, absolute superb defence from Withers. Joint could not believe that it didn't get over the line.
Play the ball, yes.
Oh, that's
fine.
It was Paul, actually. Better defence there from the skipper on that occasion. It had to be. That was try time yet again. It'll be up the jumper time for Bradford. 5 big hits and then the big kick, surely.
Deacon. That's 3 of them gone. Forshaw at dummy half. That's 4 tackles gone. Costin, dummy half. What a first half this has been for Bradford, Phil.
Yeah, listening to Brian Noble in the week, he said that he had felt the Bradford Bulls hadn't played well all year against St Helens. It hadn't been one of the better performances when they came up against the St Helens side. I think at the first half he'd have to say this is one of his best. They've been clinical in attack, but even if you're a newcomer to rugby league, you will realise that it's very much a territorial sport, and Bradford have had the advantage of spending most of the match attacking the Saints line. When they've been down there, they've shown us really how to score tries, and really those kicks, it's very difficult to wait and place that kick into the in-goal area when there's nobody in front of you. But when a 15-stone guy is sprinting at you, trying to knock you over onto your backside at high rate of knots, it's even more so, and the kicks from Bradford have just been first class.
They have indeed. We're entering the last minute of the first half. What would Saints give for a good kick? Helens tried to put one in then. This is Vinacolo now.
Good positioning there as well from the winger. Anticipated the kick, they got back.
Lowe's to Costin.
And you talk about the kicking game, I've already mentioned the fact that Saints will be running into the wind. That means that Deacon will have a field day in the second half. He'll utilise it, something that Saints haven't done in the first 40 minutes.
Well, no Tommy Martin, no Sean Long, of course. Kickers in general play in chief, I suppose, those two.
It wouldn't surprise me if Ian Millward had made such a big gamble that he won't even bother using Sean Long.
That ball's come out, and this is Stankovic.
Last throw of the dice, seconds ticking down.
And here is Helens, and this now is Gleeson. He's got Albert outside him, he's gone inside though, and Forshaw and Deacon will complete the job on him. Last 20 seconds of the first half coming up. It's with Yonkers.
They've got to go for the kick. They're going to run out of time.
It's with Sculthorpe.
Oh, that was forward a mile.
Helens just dropped it, and it was picked up gratefully by Deacon. Last 5 seconds of the first half. Bradford will turn around with a 20-point advantage, and there it is, half-time siren, and boos around this stadium. But this fellow, Stuart Fielden, has led by example with Deacon alongside him, and Lowe's, they have smashed St Helens to pieces. Only the Paul Sculthorpe try for the Saints after 22 minutes. Bradford have hit them for 4 big ones. Deacon, Costin, Vinacolo and Gartner. Bradford ahead 24-4 at half-time. Brian Noble's win ratio of 80% after 2 full seasons in charge of the Bulls looks in pretty safe hands just now. The Bulls are in total control.
tomorrow. Sky Sports 1, 2 attacking forces.
What's a finish?
Chelsea, unbeaten away, take on Liverpool, undefeated at Anfield. Ford Super Sunday tomorrow at 3 on Sky Sports 1. But first, with Premiership Plus, another masterclass from the reigning champs. What can Sunderland do to stop the Gunners? You can order this game for just £5. Call 08705 160 160 or see Channel 433. Premiership Plus in association with Scottish Life.
Get used to a better view. The tall car for the tough streets. The extraordinary new Ford Fusion. It's out there.
Do you promise to cherish him, support him, and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be true to him as long as you both shall live?
I do. Subject to the following terms and conditions: no snoring, no love handles, no forgetting anniversary, regular holidays in the sun, option of early retirement, not spending Christmas with groom's mother.
Because people everywhere have small print too, your local HSBC is offering a face-to-face discussion to help you plan for the future. The Individual Review from HSBC, the world's local bank.
This year, we've made October a little more bearable. Because at Burger King throughout October, we'll give you a triple for just $1.99.
New trainers to help her run fast and win gold at the Olympics, £22. Books to help her learn to read and become a best-selling author, £30. Globe so she can study geography, which will come in handy when she's Prime Minister, £25. Remembering to take it one day at a time, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Accepted wherever your dreams take you.
If he can find the back of the net with this shot, the cup is there. What must be going through that young man's head, young man's head? Will he be going home to a hero's welcome tonight?
Even in the most turbulent times, Scottish Widows has stood firm. Using its strength, experience, and investment expertise to guide its customers year after year after year. Scottish Widows, looking good for your money.
In 2 weeks' time, we shall be at Old Trafford for our grand final, but in Australia, they're a couple of weeks ahead of us, and it's the NRL grand final, live in the morning, 9:30 Sky Sports 2, Sydney City Roosters against the New Zealand Warriors. Half-time here, Bradford Bulls are on their way to Old Trafford. 4 tries to 1, and Deacon kicking brilliantly. And there is some work to do inside this St Helens dressing room. The big question is Sean Long fit? Will he get the chance to play? Bradford Bulls must be delighted, must be quietly satisfied with what has gone on in that first half. A brilliant display from the Bulls in the opening 40 minutes. They are champions, they are World Club champions, and they really are showing exactly why here tonight. But just before the game started, the big shock from St Helens was that Sean Long, who was originally named in the starting 13, was put on the bench by Ian Millward. He allegedly turned an ankle in the warm-up to this match, and he has sat on the bench, and he has watched with the rest of us as Bradford have taken the Saints to the cleaners. Now, Steve, the big thing that we have to ask is, was this just a ploy by Ian Millward? Was it mind games, or is he really not fit?
Well, Who knows? The thing is that you can't take anything away from Bradford. How they started the game, they just had the right tactics. You've got to take your hat off to Brian Noble, Deacon and Withers. The kicking game, they've been superb, and it all started when Lowe's, wonderful run. He's controlling things out there. Look at that. You can't allow him to stand back and do whatever he wants there. Shields have got in front. Deacon takes the first try. But you have to say it could have been 6-all. It's very rare you see this from Chris Joynt. Sculthorpe did everything right. And look at Robbie Paul. He's just in no man's land, and Joynt with the line open. That could have changed the game completely around. And we mentioned the kicking game yet again. First it was Withers. Lowe's a provider to Withers. Beautiful kick, and the volcano, he explodes. Wonderful effort. And not long after, they cemented what should be the winning try. Gartner, I really can't feel that St. Helens will come back into this game. Remember, I mentioned just before the half-time that they will be facing a gale force wind, the rain in their faces, and it was Saints who did not take advantage of that strong wind. We've already seen Bradford utilise the kick. They'll use it again in the second half, don't worry.
They will, and I just wonder what the atmosphere is like outside, because a big crowd has turned up here tonight. They've come expecting St. Helens to get to Old Trafford. Phil, what's it like? What's the mood on the terraces?
I'd say stunned at the moment. I think they all came to expect to see a better performance from St. Helens, but champions thrive on challenges, and I suppose they've given themselves an almighty one. If my memory serves me right, I think about 2 years ago, when St. Helens were in a similar match playing against Bradford, albeit away, they were hammered and yet bounced back to go on to win the grand final just 2 weeks later. I don't know if that's an omen for this St. Helens side, who can come back from adversity, but from the Bradford side, a wonderful first half, really. We're all used to seeing this season rather, St. Helens running from dummy half so often, but I think that the defence of the markers on the Bradford side has prevented St. Helens from doing that, and that's how often St. Helens get onto a roll. They do run and scoot from the dummy half position, and the whole team flows from there. But if Bradford can continue like that, it looks like they're here and on the way to grand final.
So they sometimes say that half-time comes at the wrong time for teams that are on a roll. Bradford was certainly on a roll then. The half-time has come at just the right time for St. Helens to regroup, and who knows, come back with the fight back of all time.
Sky Sports this winter is explosive. Football, the FA Cup, the Worthington Cup and the Scottish Cup. Sky Sports this winter, it's hot.
Heart disease may be the UK's biggest killer, but your risk could be significantly reduced. Early detection and treatment could help stop it progressing. At Bupa, we take wellness as seriously as illness. From health information to health checks to heart operations, we have a range of ways to help keep you ticking, whether or not you choose to become a Bupa member.
Call 0800 00 1010. When life accelerates, stay fresh. Stay cool. Stay dry. Adidas Antiperspirant Active Sweat Control.
Working families, disabled persons and children's tax credits are being replaced by new tax credits, so more people get more money. If you currently get tax credits, you'll be sent one new form automatically, but you need to fill it in now to continue claiming. And you can even apply online. Because if you're working or bringing up children, you're contributing to the UK. And if you've earned it, make sure you claim it. because it's money with your name on it.
Finding the right mortgage or investments or insurance is really difficult. There are literally thousands on the market. What would be incredibly helpful would be someone who knows the market inside out and gives honest advice. That's where Bradford and Bingley come in. Tell them what you need, and they'll search the market, big companies and small. And they'll bring you a selection of the best options, so you'll get one that's perfect for you. And the brilliant name for this service? The Marketplace. At Bradford and Bingley.
There's a new rewards program that can help turn shopping trips to Sainsbury's into holidays abroad, or a visit to Debenhams into days out with your family. A rewards program that enables you to fill up at BP and see the latest movies, or use your Barclay card everywhere to enjoy fun days out. Who knows what your shopping will turn into? Now there's Nectar. Rewards are sweeter with Nectar.
3, 2.
This government, as promised, has maintained the closest surveillance of the Soviet military buildup on the island of Cuba.
The Cold War is at its hottest.
I need to see the president. The big red dog is digging in our backyard.
We have to get those missiles out. We're on the brink here.
We are not invading Cuba.
I believe this confirms our worst fears.
Kevin Costner, 13 days. Tonight at 8 on Sky Movies premiere.
Well, this is a great weekend that we have got for you, but look what's coming up in 7 days' time. Next Saturday morning at 7:30, live from Down Under, the Test match, New Zealand against Australia, is on Sky Sports 2. We'll all be very interested in that, bearing in mind the Kiwis are due here on tour at the end of the Super League season. And then next Saturday at 6, it's the NFP, the Northern Ford Premiership Grand Final, for a place in the Super League amongst the elite next year. That's 6 o'clock on Sky Sports 1. Talking about the elite, Bradford Bulls are on their way to Old Trafford at the moment. They lead here by 24 points to 4. Bradford Bulls are out, and on the field were a Saints, you might be asking. They're keeping them waiting. There they are. They're in the dressing room. They go through this pre-match ritual before each half of the game. And now they're coming through the door. They're ready for battle. Richard Lewis is here, the new man in control. Well, I say new, he's been there about 6 to 8 months now. New man in control of the Rugby Football League. And I'm sure he's enjoying this display from these two sides. Saints supporters try to lift their team.
And they'll have to. They had little to cheer about in that first 40 minutes.
And the big news is that Sean Long is out there. He will replace Sean Hoppy. So that is good news at least. Now, can Sean Long provide the key to get St Helens back into this match?
Well, it'll be a little bit rusty, that is for sure, and you can see quite clearly, listing off the floodlights, is the way that rain is being swept towards the faces of the St Helens side, and the kicking game from Bradford in that first half was supreme, and I think we'll get exactly the same in the second stanza.
That was the first touch for Chris Joint, and he tipped the ball inside to Barry Ward. We're underway. Bradford are 40 minutes away from Old Trafford. Long has the hopes of St Helens on his shoulders. Great defence, though, from Peacock and Robbie Paul. No way through for Peter Shields. Long again. Delayed.
Oh, that's a mistake again.
First knock covered by St Helens. Then it came off a Bradford guy after the Bradford guy caught it.
It's not their night, Eddie.
Doesn't appear to be. Paul Newlove, of course, formerly with Bradford, coming up with the first mistake of the second half.
And good work, though, by Scott Naylor, the centre. right in the face of his opposite, Paul Newlove.
Heads in.
Big grin on the face of Jimmy Lowes as he packed down there, and why not? He has controlled things wonderfully out there. Oh, that was forward a mile.
Well, he knocked it on anyway, costing. The referee's blown the whistle.
Yeah, no advantage. Well, he's not having the best of nights, though, to be fair to Robbie Paul. He came up with a superb tackle late in that first half, prevented a try to Saints. Well, that's a pretty poor effort there by the skipper.
So that is a mistake apiece in the opening minute and a half. Withers all over the top of Wellens.
Oh, surely they're offside there. They've been eager both sides, and he's had a heck of a job, hasn't he, Robert Connolly? The crowd are trying their best to do that, and could that have been a flop from field? And perhaps so.
It could have been. Here is Sculthorpe attacking down that right-hand channel. Sculthorpe.
Well, he's a man that's trying his best. He was the only one that really could stand up and say, well, I've been counted in the first 40.
Nice movement here. Long again, gets the ball away to Wellens. That's knocked on by Scott Naylor. They're bringing the scrum down here. But Sean Long involved in that movement. And that gives St Helens some encouragement.
Not the best offload there, though. And you could see they were looking for support, and it wasn't there. They're all at sea at the moment. They're lacking confidence. Need offload there. But this scrambling defence from Bradford has been superb.
Sculthorpe wide to Albert. Good tackle by Leslie Barnicolo. He almost tackled him twice. Wellens. Stankovic.
Oh,
flying hit by Fielden.
What a big game he's having.
Sculthorpe will attack the line here. He had Yonkers in support, took the tackle, 3 gone, 3 left.
Well, that's what they need, more running from the dummy half. We haven't seen any from Kieran Cunningham as yet. Oh, dearie me, I've mentioned his name, and I put the mocker on him. I think he knows that this is not the night.
Sorry, he says to his teammates.
You see, he just took his eyes off the football at the critical moment. And a little glance. It's been effective, though, the way that the ball's getting into the face of the opposition. They've just allowed St Helens no room to move whatsoever.
This is Forshaw for Bradford while he takes that tackle. Let's go to Bill for the news from what was said at half-time.
Well, Eddie, the key word in that St Helens dressing room was completion, because without a complete set of 6, St Helens are going to go nowhere, and that's the message really from their coach. Pretty simple, but it's absolutely what they've got to do, because they've just got to get their game together and try and build a platform for which to start their fight back. And as yet, there's still no sign of that happening. For the Bulls, coach Brian Noble just wants them to maintain concentration. The danger for them is that they're in a comfortable position and they could just let it slip, as they have done there.
Yes, Deacon had the ball dislodged in the tackle by Yonkers. So Saints have got the opportunity here, and this is new luck. And Chris Joint was talking to the referee then.
Well, Robert Connolly, he tripped trying to get back the 10 metres, which allowed Bradford to stand only 5.
Cunningham, 20 metres out. He is Long. And Long goes for the gap. Good tackle low down by Robbie Paul.
Was it ever? And Lowes did well just to make sure he couldn't offload.
Wellens. Bradford right in the face of St Helens, though. 4 tackles gone. 2 left. Joint. And Joint goes on his own. Strong defence again from Bradford. Last one here. Long stabs the kick to the in goal.
That's a try.
It's a try, is it for Cunningham?
He certainly got there. Did he ground it all right? Well, they've taken a leaf out of the book that Bradford showed in the first 40. The kicking game was supreme there for the Bulls. Now the Saints have got to it. He's onside. No doubt about that. They'll have a little look to see whether he gets it down perfectly, and I think he does. What a great effort. Oh, I'm not so sure. Oh, I'm not so sure I'm seeing that. Well, I don't think
cheer when they saw that.
I don't think they'll give this as a try, Eddie. We saw Gartner do something similar in the first half. I think this is going to be no try.
Let's see. Dave Campbell's decision is a try. Now then, cue the fight back. I wonder. Cunningham with his 9th, and a vital one too.
Well, he made up for the mistake earlier. And like I said, the kicking game is so important, isn't it? And they Thought the napping a little bit slow to get back there, didn't anticipate. But thought perhaps Long was going to be the man that would just chip through or maybe throw the dummy. But Cunningham, he has repaid his coach. Didn't do much running in the first half. Looks like this could change it.
And the conversion from Sculthorpe from bang in front. Cunningham's try. A kick through again, unlocking the defence. 24-10 now. And Saints with a vital early try, start of this second half.
Well, that's what they needed. And they got away with it, mainly due to the fact there, we remember that it was Cunningham that came up with the error. But he has really repaid his side. Beautiful combination. We were admiring the way that it was the Bulls that were controlling things. Could that twist the game? We know that they come back kings, aren't they, the Saints?
Well, I mentioned it in the first half. I said it might be in the script. Oh, Barry Ward has lost that.
Well, that won't help matters. He does carry the ball rather awkward. So, you know, he really should have switched the ball. I don't know why he opted to rip it into the right hand and then try to charge it away. You really should carry it in the left and then use your right shoulder. Got it all wrong then.
Deacon feeds, Forshaw, looping past to Paul. Wide it goes to Withers, and Withers, they can't get him down. Back it comes this way to Gartner.
Simplicity has got to be the key for Bradford. Just slowly but surely get back into this game. That'll be back to 6.
Knock on.
Oh, well, the dice is going against the Bulls. I think that's a bad decision by Robert Connolly.
Yonkers got a fingertip to that.
Yeah, without doubt. Bang. That should have been a knock-on the other way. And he has given it against Forshaw.
Well, in such moments,
well, you need a little bit of luck. Certainly running their way at the moment, Saints. But look at that defence. Come here, come to daddy. Bang, bang, bang. Phelan has been absolutely superb out there in defence.
This now is St Helens looking for something with Yonkers, who plays the ball to Cunningham. It goes wide to Sculthorpe, and he will hoof it downfield. Good kick too, and Sculthorpe is leading the chase. Sculthorpe will put everyone on side here, and he'll trap him in goal with us. Sculthorpe leading the way again.
What a kick and chase, but we've got to say that Michael Withers, he was extremely slow to get to that football. Maybe he was trying to perhaps just elude the way that Sculthorpe came to him, trying to use the post. But look at that, what a great effort.
He picked that up with us, and he looked and he saw Sculthorpe and he said, I can't believe it. Well, you better believe it. There's the drop out to halfway. Darren Albert to run this ball back.
Well, they never got consecutive sixes in that first half, Saints. Now they have. And that really gives them a roll, and for once you just sort of sense that Bradford's defence is not as eager to get into the faces.
And they're offside now, and Long's going to take a quick one, which he does, and Long will get there! Sean Long has scored for St Helens! Try is given by Robert Connolly, and is the unimaginable about to happen? Sean Long, the catalyst for a comeback. I wonder.
Bradford can't believe it. So many times they've had the victory just taken away in the last seconds. Remember, a few years ago it was the vital seconds when Chris Joint scored. Well, Long has turned this game on its ear. They were caught napping with the Bradford defence yet again. It was Long's kick that provided the try for Cunningham, and the quick tap. Beautiful dummy yet again. Robbie Paul went out wide, he took it, and Long says, give me 4. This is a vital 2 points.
Just a bit, but Long with the try, named in the side, then put on the bench because he turned an ankle in the pre-match build-up. Doesn't look like there's much wrong with him now. And Sculthorpe, this is a critical kick. No problems. The fight back is gathering pace. 24-16.
Who would have believed it? He wouldn't, I'm sure, but he knew the Robbie Paul is going out. He's taken the dummy. That's the second time he's done that during this game.
Steve-O, that is Sean Long's first try, and Ian Millwood just celebrates it quietly. His first try on this ground since March, since the start of the season.
He won't worry about the last one, Eddie. He'll just be thinking about adding to the one he's just scored.
But a different side with Long, and indeed we shouldn't forget the other absentee from the engine room of St Helens, Tommy Martin.
Well, we thought, didn't we, with, you know, what sort of games Ian Millwood were playing, with the fact that did he twist his ankle or was it just kidology? Either way, it's boosted them, and all of a sudden they're on fire, the Saints.
They are. The wind is in their sails now. It looked a lost cause, but suddenly in the opening 10 minutes of this second half, St Helens have hope. Look at the brakes, and there's the kick from Long, and McAvoy has got to turn, and he's not interested. Wisely lets it run over the touchline, but Long is the man.
Sure is. Well, I anticipated the fact that it would have been Bradford that would have just kicked them to death in this second half.
Maybe it's better to play into the face of the wind.
Well, I suppose with a hairstyle like that it doesn't really matter, but he's certainly just turned things around, and you just get the impression now that Bradford just trying to slow things down, doing a substitution now. Try to stop the momentum that Saints have got at the moment.
Bradford, of course, were at Old Trafford last year. They're aiming to get there this year, so are the Saints. The Rugby League information line is open for business in the morning. 0113 232 911. Also there, the news of the New Zealand tour, which has the Great Britain tests on the agenda in November, and also that match against the Welsh at the Millennium Stadium on November the 3rd.
It's a 40-20, but it's not going to make it.
So plenty more Rugby League to play between now and the end of this particular season.
Great tackle there from Robbie Paul.
There's a bit of Rugby League to be played between now and the end of this match. And James Lowe's going a right go. It must be at the referee.
Well, it won't be at his own players, and that will not help their cause. You can talk to a referee as long as you want, say what you want, but it won't change his mind. He's the boss, he's the gaffer.
Down the short side goes Cunningham.
That's the third time we've seen Cunningham run. He said they were offside.
Yes,
that's what he was trying to milk the penalty.
He was asking for offside, definitely. Whoops! There's a mistake from Robbie Paul. Here is Newlove. This is Anthony Stewart. And Anthony Stewart scores! Anthony Stewart scores for Saints. The big blunder came from Robbie Paul. And Saints were on it in a flash. The referee will have nothing to do with James Lowe's and his protestations. And suddenly, well, I cannot believe what we're watching here.
But he can't really. We've often said that sometimes the half-time comes at the wrong moment, but sometimes if you're a Saints fan, it certainly has come at the very, very right moment indeed. And poor old Robbie Paul. Now what's the first tackle here from Robbie Paul? And he loses it. Now Stewart loses that ball. It wasn't seen by the official. Now I think it was offside. That's the reason that Lowe's was having a real old ding-dong with Robert Connolly. And perhaps he had a case there, because the man who was offside just leisurely get out there. Withers had no chance. They got the overlap out wide. Well finished by Stewart, but controversial try. I really feel that Wellens was offside for that kick, and he applied the pressure, and that's the reason why the Bradford side, they're none too impressed, and I think they've got a right to complain. But you take your chances, and the official has allowed it, but I'm afraid it's a boo-boo, both at one end, when Stewart knocked on, and when we've seen that Wellens was offside for the kick. Not spotted by any of the officials. It won't mind to this fella.
Sculthorpe has got to kick this, and he has. 22-24.
This is just unbelievable. It sure is. And he will be absolutely spitting chips, and I mean it, because he knows, like everyone else that will watch it, that Stewart knocked on. Officials didn't see it. Wellens was offside, I feel, when Sculthorpe dinked the ball over the defence. You ride your luck sometimes, and it's certainly shining on Saints at the moment.
It is. The Bradford swarming forward again.
Well,
from the kickoff.
I wouldn't have had a bet on Saints coming back into this game, Eddie, with your money.
Thanks very much.
Oh, he's come up with a mistake yet again.
Barry Ward losing it under the pressure of the challenge.
And again we see he carries the ball awkward.
Smashing tackle from Ward, though.
He said, I'll get my own back, do something positive.
Deacon wide to Gartner.
Ooh, that was pretty high there as well. Stankovic.
For Shaw.
Oh, it's livening up now. I mentioned the fact that composure would be the key for Bradford, and that's what they've got to do now. Just get back into the same routine. The short pass to the forwards. Lowe's controlling things.
This is Daniel Gartner. Eventually Gleeson and Stankovic wrestle him to the ground. Lowe's the dummy half. Will dab the ball and goal. And St Helens will sweep up.
Well,
Albert was there.
Quick thinking yet again.
Pandemonium.
It sure was.
I think it was a boot actually that got to it first.
Yeah.
It was.
Wellens. But neatly the play yet again from James Lowe's. Wellens comes to the rescue. What a game. Who would have thought it?
Nobody. Nobody would have thought this was possible.
And there's still plenty of time. We're not in the final quarters yet. This has to be a long kick and a good chase.
Clarkey, what on earth has gone on in that dressing room at half-time?
Well, I think we're just witnessing a magic moment for St Helens, or more probably appropriately, a 15-minute period. It's come out 18-0 so far in the second half. They're running from dummy half. Tim Yonkers is taking the ball up when, and really they are looking sharp. But maybe this is a turning point. Bradford very unlucky. Controversial decision against Mike Forshaw, remember, and then the kick also with a knock-on. But hey, Saints ride the luck.
They do, and now it's Bradford looking to find a hole in that St Helens defence.
Well, that's a mistake there from Lowe's. Oh, it's back to 6.
Back to 0 in the tackle count. Lowe's to Brian McDermott.
Oh, he's lost it.
He's lost that.
They'll take the first knock on, no advantage. He can't believe it, it's getting tasty out there. Lowe's, as usual, is in the thick of it. This will be a St Helens feed. This is the one that Gleeson, he said back to 6, and looking at the replay, that's all right, but you can see the big fella, McDermott, couldn't hold on to this football. Well, it's little to shout about. First 40. 18 minutes, and they're in good voice.
Are they ever? And I tell you what, the playoffs, they've come alive tonight. They've been pretty good all the way through, but this, well, this is 5-star. Chris Joint.
Game of 2 halves. I know it's an old saying.
Off you go.
Oh, that's a bad one, right over the top. He said he was on the chest, but Dermot said, I thought it was a good tackle.
Cunningham, grounded by McDermott again.
Oh, that was right over into the throat. Darren Brick would have felt that.
There's the kick from Long. Vainicolo waits and gathers it in.
He's done well as Vainicolo.
Good chase by Long.
They've thrown it at him, kicked it at him all throughout this game, and he's come up trumps on every occasion. Scored a wonderful try in that first half.
Well, this is boiling along.
A lot better defensive-wise from Saints in the second half, and you can see that the Bradford players are beginning to start losing their cool. They've done it throughout this season on many occasions where they started arguing with the referee instead of getting back to the game plan.
Deacon, no. Deacon with a little bit of magic. He's got Robbie Paul. Well, what on earth happened then? He had Gardner on his left, he had Robbie Paul on his right, and he dropped it.
Well, he tried to kick it, but he just couldn't get the boot away. Beautiful break. And he must be thinking that the gods are against him. He wanted to kick it, he just lost it.
Who would be a coach, eh?
Well, there's a tint of grey there, and there'll be more before this game is out.
Well,
into the final quarter.
They were on the phone to the coach companies. They were fixing up the trip at half-time.
That was forward.
A mile.
They've done it twice, and they've been called for a forward pass. pass twice. Why on earth do they do that in their own half yet again? It's Bradford that's come up with it. That is unbelievable that they can...
Mindful.
Well, we saw Diskin to Ward last night, to Sinfield. Sinfield to Ward, I'll get it right yesterday, which I said was schoolboy stuff. Well, they've done two. Well, they picked the lucky box all the way through the second half, but that's not the option. That was the wrong rabbit out of the hat.
Costin, Stankovic and Sculthorpe. Well, Sculthorpe will be hoping this doesn't come to anything. McDermott wrestled to the ground by Darren Britt. Lowe's, Deacon, Peacock, and Peacock gets it away to Naylor. Oh, that could have been a penalty against Long.
Should have been.
This is Fielden. Went down a blind alley then. St Helens and Paul Sculthorpe have two to survive. Deacon with the kick again. It's a try. It's a try for Forshaw, is it? I think it's Forshaw over there. It is.
I think this will be given. Again, we see the kick. Superb little dink forward. And in this weather, anything can happen. Superb kick yet again. I think it touched a Saints player on the way through, but I think the ball took the man. They're onside. He's well onside. It took a wicked bounce. Here they come, skidding all over the place. And Gleeson really should have gone for the football. And when Albert popped it up, Forshaw said, "Thank you very much. We're back in control." Has he lost it at the vital moment? I think he has. Oh, dearie me.
Well, listen to the St Helens fans in the background. They've just seen this as well.
He has lost it. Yeah, there's daylight between that, I'm sure. Oh, this will be cruel. This will be cruel for Forshaw.
Well, as that ball was kicked through, did you see the spray coming up off the ground?
He's lost it. Well, they'll be lucky, but Gleeson nearly paid the price. If it's a try, then Gleeson has paid the price, but I'm going to go for no try.
Oh, the try is given. Forshaw given benefit of the doubt by David Campbell. He didn't drop it after all.
Well, they said he controlled it. He'll be happy with that. And really, the kick was superb. But Martin Gleeson, instead of going for the football, he tries to just stop Forshaw going through. Look at that. He should have gone for it. He should have gone for the football, Gleeson. But you can't take anything away from this fella. The little halfback, Paul Deacon. He has produced some superb kicks. There was no question in the mind of Forshaw. It all came from this absolute stupid play. That's the only word for it. Stupid. Remember Deacon, the man who's about to convert, or will it? Either way, he knocked on, line at his mercy.
And he misses. The pressure is getting to everybody. 28-22 though, the Bulls ahead.
He can't believe it.
Well, Forshaw, it didn't come out of his grasp.
Not according to the video referee. But to be fair, they needed a little stroke of luck, but it was worth it. He has a big grin on his face. And to think 2 years ago, many people thought that he was finished, done.
Well, it's 28-22. It's a converted try, the gap. And we haven't had a drawn game in the playoffs in the history of the playoffs of the Super League. So are we on the verge of an extra time? And the extra time would be 10 minutes each way, and then the golden point if it still is level pegging.
Well, knowing you, Eddie, you'll put the mocker on everything. One side will probably run away with it.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, you never know. I know one set of players that will be happy that they're playing extra time, and that'll be Wigan.
Oh, yes.
They'll want them to run for the golden point, won't they?
Saints, of course, have got to score a converted try, and then, well, they've got to hold on. And in a match like this, anything, literally anything can happen. But Bradford, that try has lifted their spirits. They're hunting again. They're flying in the tackle.
And it was a veteran Forshaw that provided that lift.
Sculthorpe's gone for a big 40-20, but he hasn't got the angle right. Long is leading the way.
He split the winger and the full back. Oh, great stuff.
What a run from Sean Long. He came from an onside position. Oh, Sculthorpe sneaked it off with us.
And that's one-on-one. What a great play from Sculthorpe.
This is Cunningham.
They're both offside. None of them's got back the 10. He's allowing the advantage is Robert Connolly.
Cunningham gives it to Bridge. Just short. Cunningham again. Gets the ball away, lost it. Dropped by Yonkers. Knock on.
Well, they allowed the advantage. And they had their chance. And they've come up with a mistake yet again. This is tense. Wonderful effort, though, from Sculthorpe. But was the tackle completed?
No.
According to the official, Robert Connolly, he agrees with Eddie, and then they came up with that big mistake. But Withers and Forshaw, some of the defence here tonight has been outstanding. Withers has taken a knock.
He has.
He knows the game long enough to know that let's just stop the momentum a little bit. I'm not being cruel to the man, but the tension.
Well, Ian Millwood's just been downstairs. He's made a change. Ward has gone off and Mickey Hyam has come on.
And it's amazing. He did not want to use a walkie-talkie. He wanted to make sure that the right message got out.
Bradford head and feet at the scrum. Forshaw to try and relieve the pressure.
He knows he can't just hang on, Eddie. He knows the capabilities of this St. Helens side to snatch a victory in the dying minutes. Oh, that could be the killer.
Fielden with the mistake. Cunningham with the run.
He's had such a wonderful game as Stuart Fielden, but that could be a costly mistake.
Mickey Hyam. That's the first. Remember, the opening tackle was the 0. Here is Darren Britt. Big hit by Brian McDermott.
Sculthorpe's a key. Will he throw the dummy?
No, he'll give it to Long. Long puts it out wide to Newland. And Newland on his back and held up by Nathan McAvoy. Stewart to Long. Long, oh, awful pass.
Well, it looks as though you're going to opt for the kick. And I think that's what his coach was hoping for too.
I think that's what all the players on his inside were waiting for.
Well, it was a relieved Stuart Fielden that dropped on that loose ball then.
Remarkable thing about the Bradford scoreline, Steve-O, they've scored 5 tries, all 5 from kicks.
And that's a key factor. It's what got Saints back in the game.
This is Vinacolo.
There was a kick from Long that allowed Cunningham to get that try. Well, there's been plenty of controversy in this match. We knew it was going to be tough. Oh, didn't expect this.
This is the last tackle, says Robert Connolly. As the kick over the top, Anthony Stewart will collect this for the Saints. A black wall has arrived.
Good chase.
Great chase.
Basics. That's what we're going through all the players' minds. Keep it to the basics. Make sure we get the 6. See if we can get the roll on. Oh, lost it.
He tried to get that ball away, did Stewart, and McAvoy's pinched it. Here's Lowe's.
Twists and turns. How many? Why on earth did Stewart try to offload there? Just wasn't on. Chris Joynt wasn't running onto the football. He was stood. He was anticipating to play the ball.
Brian McDermott.
Will he go for the 1 point, perhaps? I think I've been thinking about it, Eddie.
Robbie Paul. 4 tackles gone. 2 this set of 6 remaining. Lowe's waits at dummy half. Deacon's back there. They go down the short side with Peacock. And Peacock drives them to within a couple of metres of the line. That's the last.
Will they go 1 point? I don't think so.
Well, Deacon has positioned himself way out wide. And that ball is just helped over the dead ball line by Wellens.
Should be on the 22. This will be interesting.
Yes, 22 metres. A restart.
He did the right thing, Robert Connolly.
Cunningham taken quickly. Here's Long.
He did it right, and he got it right, did the official.
Hyam scampers away. Mickey Hyam wrestled to the ground by Lowe's.
I don't think I've ever felt as much tension in a game for years, Eddie.
Just a reminder, the Australian Grand Finals in the morning, 9:30 Sky it's as good as this, it's worth getting up early on the Sunday morning for. Wide it goes from Sculthorpe again.
What a hit from the volcano. Oh, Darren Albert said, what hit me?
Sculthorpe's kick, picked up by Withers, gathered in safely. Hyam.
Just bobbled a little bit from the fullback there, but he was quite happy to scoop it to his chest.
Hyam and Stankovic completing the tackle. Here's Brian McDermott again.
I just wonder whether the Bulls made that big error upfield, Eddie, when they could have gone for that 1 point. That'd be vital, wouldn't it?
Well, it means that Saints would have to score twice as it is now. They're just a converted try away. And it's with Peacock.
Well, if
Saints
anyone
have got to be solid in defence. That's 4.
If anyone's going to steer the Bradford Bulls home, it's the hooker, Jimmy Lowes. He has controlled things out beautifully, and the kicking game from this fella Deacon has been great too. Look at him bobble around.
That's a super kick, and Darren Albert has work to do. He's given it to Wellens. Wellens is trapped in goal.
That was dodgy. Darren Albert, it was very dodgy. Carter was hunting. Yeah, ball carrying arm. He's got it right as the official. Saints fans, they're booing. They thought that Fielding came in on a flop, but the
goal line is in the end goal.
The dead in goal had already been completed.
Costin to McDermott. Here they come again.
Oh, what a hit! Mr. Britt says welcome.
Last 10. Deacon. Wide it goes to McAvoy. McAvoy, back it goes. Went backwards. Oh, and he just holds the jaw, Peacock. Here's Deacon, this is with us.
I don't think Bradford will make the second mistake. They'll drive for the sticks, surely. That 1 point is so desperate for them.
This is Forshaw.
He knows the way towards the sticks. One more, surely they'll go for the drop.
Deacon's there, here's the drop goal attempt. He's pushed it wide.
Went early in the tackle count.
He's pushed it wide, Deacon.
They are the tactics that you needed, though. You can see there they applied no pressure because it wasn't the last. Deacon opted to go early, and he just went to the left.
Yonkers takes that first tackle. This is Mickey Hyam. Oh,
went backwards.
Drop down. Knock on is the touch judge's call.
Ooh. Hyam cannot believe it. It said he went backwards, and now it's Saints' turn to lose their cool.
I was facing the post, says Mickey Hyam.
And he was.
He's on my blind side, Kieran. That's what he's doing.
Won't hurt. Won't help you, young fella. And it was whipped away by Jimmy Lowes, and he's got away with it. And even so, it went backwards.
Well, there's lots to talk about, and they will talk about this for a long, long time to come. This entire night at Knowsley Road. It's been unforgettable.
Well, I bet the two coaches...
Knock on!
Oh.
Knock on this time by Robbie Paul.
It's not been his night. Brian Noble and Robbie Paul, and he just lost it. Lost control, slippy conditions. And yet is the type of player, Eddie, that could just win it for Bradford all on his own.
Absolutely.
He can come up with something superb. But as it is, they have got away with it yet again.
Off goes Timmy Yonkers, on comes Peter Shields.
Heads in.
Clarkie, I hate to ask you this. Who's going to win?
I'll tell you what, the one team you don't want to be chasing you with less than 10 minutes to go is St Helens, and the Bradford Bulls do look incredibly nervous. When in possession, they've lost the shape, they've lost the pattern, and yet another mistake here now from St Helens. I think we can only put it down to the atrocious conditions and maybe the desperation now with which St Helens are trying to play this game. Just tries to get up and get that quick play of the ball. He knows his side need to get onto a roll, get out of their own half and get into good field position. They've just gifted now the Bradford Bulls a chance to attack and maybe just strike that killer punch.
Yes, a killer blow needed by Bradford, and just a try from Saints would be good enough. And is that back to 0?
It is.
Yes, it is.
Certainly got a hand to it. They're desperate now, Saints, to get this possession. And that's why I keep pointing to that man, Jimmy Lowes, who'll just control things, calm it down, say, come on, now it's the volcano that's gone in. That's good work.
Let's go.
And there's Lowes.
come this way to Deacon. St Helens tried to close him down in case he thought of the one-pointer. Bradford move it wide. This is Withers. Back it goes. Peacock. Cut down. He was hunting all the way then, Joint.
Stay.
Withers again to Robbie Paul. On it goes to McDermott, who puts the ball down.
Look forward. Well, he's got 6 points to play with Brian Noble. The clock is just ticking away. And it is becoming atrocious out there. 10 minutes after the kick-off of this game, the rain started to come down.
We have a live Grand Final preview programme for you Friday the 18th at 7 on Sky Sports 2. We're live from Old Trafford on the night, and then we're live from Old Trafford the next night for the main event. And who's going to be there?
Great run from Cunningham.
The two Grand Final coaches will be joining us on the night at Old Trafford on the eve of the big game.
Well, he could write a book about this match, and I'm sure that both coaches probably will. They'll have plenty to say.
Sculthorpe with a high kick in these conditions. Good tactics. That's coming back towards St Helens. Flick back. Long with the kick again. And he's chasing it is Mickey Hyam. Mickey Hyam traps Withers in goal. Pressure. 5 to go.
And what a kick under pressure from this fella. Saints fans say go. They've seen it all before.
Well, they are royally entertained at this ground. We all are when we come to Saints, and indeed when we see Bradford.
Eddie, they were done at half-time.
Oh,
it was
finished.
all over.
They were finished.
I'd written them off. Everyone had. But you.
I just said I wondered whether it was in the script. I'd never believed it would happen again. It hasn't happened yet, of course. Bradford's still ahead. 4 minutes and a little bit. 15,100. It's a full house at Knowsley Road, and every one of them have watched a classic. It might have a little bit more to run. Cunningham. Here's Long. This is Shields. Long takes over. He finds Sculthorpe. They've men out wide. Mueller. Stewart. It's a try. It's a try for Stewart.
He'll go to the screen though. He'll want to make sure.
Second try for Stewart for me.
But he has to go to the screen, Eddie. In such circumstances, he slides. That's a try. You got it right, Eduardo. They are doing it again, but it's way out wide. This is a difficult conversion.
Here's a decision to confirm it. A kick away from extra time. We're a kick away from an extra 10 minutes each way. And Paul Sculthorpe, what a kick this is. I can't watch.
Well, if he converts this and we do go into extra time, you've got to say that the momentum has turned around and the Saints, they've got the roll-on. And full credit to official Robert Connolly. In such circumstances, it means so much. It means going straight to the grand final. What a pressure kick. Oh. The man of steel. He'll need nerves like a man of steel. What a night for this fella.
Well, he's a man bang in form, Steve-O, because he's kicked 10 goals in a match 3 times in the last 8 weeks of this season. But this one is his biggest kick of his life. Bradford fans biting their nails. Saints have got the prayer mats out. Sculthorpe. He's missed it. Sculthorpe has missed it.
Talk about the pressure. He looks calm, cool and collected. So does he. But inside, oh, they must be doing an Irish jig inside the stomach. Both of them.
Remember
I always
that night
remember.
when Chris Joint came up with the win in the last minute. St Helens have got to cover the ground again. It was on this ground, it was against this opposition, and St Helens came up with a try of all time. Can they do it again?
What a a game.
2 years ago, but Saints were going up the other end then.
And remember, early in the match, it was Sculthorpe that missed an easy conversion.
This is Cunningham. He offloads to Long.
They're on the boil. Seconds remaining. They've got to throw the dice. They've got to go for everything, Saints.
Here they go. Long to Newland. Oh!
That was a forward pass. Oh, is it a play on? What on earth is happening? It's anybody's ball. Play on.
Play on again. Play the touch judge. Play on.
This is farcical.
Wide from Cunningham. That's Gleeson. Gleeson's pass was on its way to the front row of the stand.
He thought that his winger was going to stay outside, but Darren Albert had just started to come back on the inside, as a good winger perhaps should have done. This is earlier. To me, this was a forward pass. How this was allowed to be continued on is beyond belief. There was a knock on there, a knock on here, a knock on everywhere. And he knows that that is it. It will be on the jumper time now. The combination between the centre Gleeson and Darren Albert. It'll be the Bulls that'll hang on to this. Don't you worry about that.
They've got 30 seconds. They've got 30 seconds.
They'll have cramp. They'll have all sorts of injuries. And they'll run from dummy half. They will not risk the pass. Costin should go on his own.
Costin will.
And so will Lowe's.
15, 16 seconds.
Oh, he's passed.
This is Vainicolo. That's the last.
What if it had gone into touch there? Kick it straight over the stand.
Which
and
he
Lowe's
does.
will do. It's all over, they've made it.
The Bradford Bulls are at Old Trafford. What a match. Celebrations for the Bulls on the sideline. We have seen another classic here. St Helens now have to come back next week, and they have to play the team that's beaten them 3 times this year. They have to play Wigan on this ground next Friday night. Bradford are at Old Trafford for the grand final of 2002. They will defend their title at the Theatre of Dreams. What a game. 24-4, the Bulls were home and hosed at half-time. Never home and hosed against the Saints. 26-28, but Paul Deakin wins the Tissot Watches Man of the Match. He's here with Bill.
Paul, congratulations. There you go. There's your watch. How are your nerves?
I don't know if I deserve this because I nearly lost it for us with the missed goals and drop goals, but what a game. I mean, I don't think we're used to playing in the wet. So many spilled balls both sides, but you know, it's a close one again.
Well done, Paul. Congratulations.
Thanks for that. Thanks, Tissot.
Coach Brian Noble's just joined us. How about your nerves?
Oh, they're fine now. Now it's over. The worst are good after the start of that second half. I can't remember us completing a set in the second half. We exactly the reverse of what we did in the first half. But
you must have expected that in a way.
Oh yeah, but we had the wind in the second half, would you believe? And we still didn't kick early, so we're going to have to make our messages a little bit clearer at half-time. But I'm delighted for the players. They had to dig deep because they got a bit of a roll on like we got a bit of a roll on. And it's a great win for that mental toughness we talked about. And they're in another grand final they deserve to be.
Old Trafford, here we come then.
Yeah, well, we're there now. We can have a look at what we did right and what we did wrong and take a few days off and let Saints and Wigan bash each other up.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Bill.
Phil Clark. That was exhausting just watching it, wasn't it?
What a game. I think basically we're all divided into 3 categories. Those who make things happen, those who watch what happens, and those who wondered what happened. I think Saints were the former and Bradford the second, the latter really in that second half, but St Helens probably gave themselves just a little bit too much to do in the second half. Wonderful, wonderful game. 7 of the 9 tries coming from kicks, probably a testimony to the quality of defence on show here. Yeah, we saw some wonderful play from both teams, and when St Helens start to run from dummy half like they did in that second half, they become almost unplayable. Luckily for Bradford, they had just enough of a lead.
Thanks, Phil. You think this was some game? We've still got St Helens against Wigan to come to decide who meets the Bulls in the grand final. Can't wait.
No, neither can any of us. That was sensational, wasn't it? What entertainment. And we're all back here again now next Friday to see St Helens against Wigan. Well, roll on Friday night. It'll be a very special Friday night, no matter who wins through to the grand final. Steve-O.
Breathtaking, wasn't
They
it?
come up with it week in, week out,
Yeah, they
year on
certainly
year.
did. Yeah, they were done at half-time, weren't the Saints, and full credit to them, and it all came about. A very controversial game, this. It was tough, and we knew it. But the video referee, this was a mistake. Remember, they did exactly the same in the first half. That was stupid play. And from that position, Forshaw goes over. Deacon, man of the match, and why not with kicks like that? It was a controversial one. The video referee said there was no daylight between Forshaw and grounding the ball, and what a decision it would be. It takes the Bradford Bulls to the grand final.
They're the St Helens fans going home a bit disappointed. They know they've got to face Wigan here next Friday, and Wigan have beaten them 3 times this year. Up the other end, they're all piling out of the ground, and they are thrilled to bits that the Bradford Bulls are back at Old Trafford for another year. There they are. Steve-O, can the grand final be better than this? Of course it can.
Of course, yeah, they'll keep providing it for him, but full credit to Bradford. They hung on, they had to. Everything just turned to the tide in that, but you've got to admire the way that Saints come in. But Saints have to improve. They can't play like they did in the first half, otherwise Wigan will take them apart.
Well, this is what's coming at you in the morning. If those two, the Roosters and the Warriors, produce half the entertainment we've seen tonight, we'll be delighted. It's the grand final in Australia in the morning. Next Friday, we now know it's St Helens against Wigan again, and it's here at Knowsley Road. The final eliminator for the right to meet Bradford in the final. And we've got another grand final next Saturday night, Huddersfield against Leigh or Batley. I'm done. Bye. Surely he'll stab it through, which it does! And it could be a try for Deacon. Deacon on the bounce, kick to the corner, tossed it! And it's here with Wellens, while it goes to Sculthorpe, and Sculthorpe gets the try that Saints were desperate for. Come down the short side to Withers, and down through for Vinocola! Deacon, another kick, could be another try. Gartner! Last one here, Long stabs the kick to the in goal. That's a try. It's a try, is it for Cunningham? Long's going to take a quick one, which he does, and Long will get there! Here is Newland, this is Anthony Stewart, and Anthony Stewart scores! With the kick again. It's a try. I didn't.
The Super League on Sky Sports is sponsored by Stan James, your best bet for all the action.
This is BBC Two. Now the Super League show presented by Harry Gratian.
Morning, the road to Old Trafford is paved with some cracking action. Fireworks at Knowsley Road, St Helens meet Bradford in the battle of the Big Two. And fighting for survival, Wigan take on Leeds at the JJB. Good morning, with me as ever, former Great Britain captain Gary Schofield. I'm certain there'll be plenty from Gary later. And we're also joined by the coach of Widnes and Wales, Neil Kelly. Now, if you want to send a comment or a question to Gary or Neil, you can contact the programme by email on super.league@bbc.co.uk, or you can text the programme on 07786 202 666. But first, let's get straight to our main action. There have been tremendous clashes involving Saints and Bradford in recent years, and last night was no exception. This is rugby league at its best. Our commentary team at Nosey Road, Wigan assistant coach John Keir. And first, Dave Woods.
Well, Old Trafford awaits. Which of these two will make the grand final at the first attempt? Who will have a second bite of the cherry against Wigan next Friday night?
Well, obviously, Dave, the preference is to get straight to Old Trafford because it allows you 2 weeks solid preparation. But my word, what a great start from the Saints. An unusual kick-up from Sculthorpe, and the first 2 tackles within the 10 metres of the Bradford Bulls line.
It's a fantastic atmosphere. There's a surprise. Sean Long on the bench. Sean Hoppy starts. Last-minute switch by Ian Millward, the St Helens coach, which means that Welland starts at scrum half tonight. I'm sure we'll see Sean Long at some stage, but ever the tactical player of the game, Ian Millward, isn't he?
Well, he loves these mind games, doesn't he? I think everybody in the game are sort of getting used to them now, and it certainly won't have phased the Bradford Bulls.
Here's Stewart, little dabble back, good chase. Bradford were under pressure. Now they have the chance to respond in kind, with St Helens getting their first touch of the ball. Cunningham at dummy half. This is Nicol now. Peacock grabbing at him, and Fielden, with help from Jimmy Lowes, eventually succeeding with a tackle. Cunningham again, looking left, down the middle through Britt. Real power stuff at the start of this game. It's always likely to be. Both sides looking for that psychological edge. Not just tonight, but possibly for the grand final as well.
Yeah, it's been a great start.
Might disagree with that.
A great start, Dave, because obviously there really is a lot of pressure there on the Bulls, and what a tremendous take from Vinocola. Really are testing this fella's mettle, and he answered it there, dreadlocked hair as well.
It's going to be tough, this opening 10 minutes. It'll be tough for the full 80, but this opening 10 certainly will be. Bradford relieve a bit of the pressure.
High shot there. There's a good driving run, I think, from Jamie Peacock, and Paul Sculthorpe just penalised, and that's exactly what the Bulls want. Peacock comes in, take your choice, Paul Sculthorpe or Chris Joint.
There's Deacon with the penalty that will put Bradford for the first time deep inside the St Helens half, and the chance to build a platform here. Fielden with a drive down the middle. 25 yards away. So much at stake tonight, of course. There is a second chance, but both will want to do it at the first time of asking. Wigan await the losers. Old Trafford will be the setting for the winners. Robbie Paul. 10 yards away.
They're examining that left-hand side of the Saints defence already.
Naylor. 4 tackles gone. 2 to come. Here's Lowes from dummy half. Fielder down the middle. Has he got it over? Rob Connolly takes a look. Yeah, he's going to put the spur in the air. Pretty inevitable, really.
To try, Dave, that.
There seem to be 1 or 2 questions.
Dead set try. You see Jimmy Lowes is well known for this. He went across. Oh, did Naylor take Sonny Nicol out? Well done, Mr. Connolly. There's nothing wrong with the run by Fielden, but just watch Scott Naylor plays the ball. And is he preventing Sonny Nicol working from marker getting to Stuart Fielden? I believe he may well be.
Absolutely spot on. Stuart Fielden can't believe it. But there's the man who was at fault. Little raise of the eyebrow.
Stay!
Vangenaar with the headband on, driving it in. Nicol, Joint, and then Britt making sure he doesn't make too many yards. Fielder down the middle. Was he held? No, he's not. Carry on.
Yeah, correct as well.
And here's Robbie Paul, and he's half through. Withers is lurking in support, but good play by Stewart at fullback.
Tremendous play that from Robbie Paul. Great determination and footwork.
Deacon now, little kick forward. He was pointed that way. Vinocola is chasing it, and he will earn his side possession back because it'll be a drop out underneath the sticks.
That's good play that from Paul Deacon. A good play from Dan Albert covering it. He saw that, he read that so well, did Deacon. He saw the wing was up and he had to turn very smartly down Albert. And that's exactly what he did. But what a super break there. See him ducking to the tackle. His determination brought him out the other side.
Vangenaar driving it back forward again. So who do you want to play next week, by the way?
Well, we've got to beat them both, Dave. So it doesn't really matter.
Fielden, that's the diplomatic answer.
And the true one. Factually correct.
Peacock. 3 tackles gone. Bradford setting up base camp at the foothills of St Helens. Try line again. Here's Forshaw. Good ball away to Vainikolo. Has the chance to show a bit of pace and power, but he's stopped in his tracks. Crossed him from dummy half. Skids the ball to his right.
Bit of a misunderstanding there between Paul and Lowe's. Both went for the same ball and got in each other's way.
Last tackle, Lowe's puts a kick in. It's high! And it is scored by Deacon.
And look for the offside.